All right. Stop what you're doing. This is 10 minutes of football on the Football Power Hour. My name is Botswana Papi. I want to talk to you really quickly about an individual award that usually has been going to either Ronaldo or Messi, but this time around it's going to somebody different for sure. Oh my God! It's the first time since like 2005 that this award really now belongs to the streets. It belongs to somebody that is well deserving. And the question that I want to pose today is, who do you think deserves the Ballon d'Or? Mamma mia. We got a short list that I've been working on, and I'm curious what you think about it. I'm curious what your short list is looking like. Who are your top five contenders for Ballon d'Or? Top three. If I had to twist your arm right now and say you have to give the Ballon d'Or award, who would you give it to? As I said, it is one of those things where right now it is April, mid-April, and traditionally this award before, a long time ago, it was from January to December in a calendar year. But now the format has changed. It is mainly from August 1st to July 31st. So it is now more or less, mirroring a season year, a football calendar year. So I am curious who you would give the Ballon d'Or this football calendar year. My name is Botswana Papi. Let's talk about it.
Bruno Fernandes! It's It's Martial for Cavani! Just waiting on the back post, surely he'll be found. And scores first Premier League goal at Old Trafford.
All right. So, as you know, I'm not at my usual humble abode. So we have to improvise. We don't have the regular whiteboard with me. Otherwise, I would make this list on a whiteboard. But you know what? Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to review this situation on my digital whiteboard. Yes, I said digital whiteboard. And I'm curious who you think deserves the Ballon d'Or. And I'm saying this because, first of all, uh, the criteria that I'm using is one, performance for the club, performance of the player for their respective club, right? Performance of this any particular player for their country, and just how they're doing themselves, that individual form and what they've achieved so far and what they could achieve in the next couple of months. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us go ahead and get into it. Now, I really had a hard time, trying to funnel down this list. And I gotta say, these players like Lautaro Martinez, these players that I'm omitting right now. And I want to go ahead and tell you really quickly, it was a tough decision, tough decision to make. So in number 10 position, I want to go ahead and tell you for free, really quickly, that Saka is my number 10. Oh my God! Hear me out. Arsenal are still in the Champions League. They, could potentially go to Bayern and pull off an unbelievable, steal, an unbelievable performance if they actually work together cohesively. Because the Arsenal that we saw versus Bayern Munich at the Emirates, it was not the Arsenal that we're used to this season and this year. And matter of fact, they actually had built a fortress at the Emirates, and the Bayern Munich players came in and destroyed that fortress more or less. They made Arsenal look so shady to the point that you could almost make the argument that they were lucky to get away with a draw because of that moment where David Raya passed the ball to Gabriel. Gabriel, handled the ball. The ball was a dead ball. The referee blew the whistle. The ball became a live ball. Raya passed the ball to Gabriel, as I said, and then Gabriel holds it with his hand and then he puts it down and says, "No, this is how we usually reset and build our play." So, that was a potential handball situation. But also on the other hand, you could argue that if Saka did not try and kick the Bayern Munich goalkeeper, he could have maybe carved out an opportunity to win the game had he just tried to stay on his feet and put that ball in the back of the net. But if buts and maybes, we don't care about that. We're talking about what actually happened and what the situation is now. So Saka for me is my number 10. Mo Salah for me, my number 9 in the top 10 short list right now of Ballon d'Or rankings. Number 8, I have to give it to Casper the Casper robot of Manchester City, Erling Haaland. He was non-existent on this first leg in the quarterfinal this week, but who knows? Maybe he might actually go ahead and pull off a brace when they play the second leg, and his ranking could change. Another player that I regretfully add him to the seventh position, pardon me, is Antoine Griezmann. Now, hold on. Griezmann, for me, he is a player of quality, and I really rate him very high. But I think he deserves to be on number 7. And then Kylian Casper Mbappe, Kylian Lukaku, Kylian Calvert Lewin, or as we call him, he was really, really, really non-existent for PSG on the first leg of the quarterfinal. Now, anything can happen on the second leg when PSG go play Barcelona in the Camp Nou. So his ranking could change. Number 5 goes to men like Vinicius Jr. You can see right here where he lands in the Ballon d'Or rankings. I really feel like Vinicius Jr. he had a very good performance for Real Madrid, but obviously he can jump up the rankings if he goes back to Brazil and does an important job for his national country. He has to make sure that they win the Copa America, and he can jump easily to second in my rankings. I want to know, what do you think of these rankings so far? I'm going to go ahead and give number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, number 4 in the Ballon d'Or rankings goes to Manchester City's Rodri. Rodri continues to boast unbeaten uh, yeah, you could say unbeaten form. He has been in the form of his life. He is unbeaten for club and country in hella games. And I want to say, Rodri, you deserve your flowers, and you should be third, in my opinion. But I had to, shoehorn you into the fourth position because the third position was between you and the one and only England's very own Harry Kane. I know Kane has gone to the Bundesliga and more or less spoiled the party with his trophy curse, but Harry Kane also has the opportunity to be able to win some silverware, some important silverware, a Champions League trophy. If he goes on to beat Bayern Munich, if he goes on to beat Arsenal when they visit Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena, I feel like Harry Kane can jump up to second or first. Now, second, this is kind of controversial. I have to give it to the Brazilian boy, Vinicius. Vinicius Jr. for me is second in my rankings for Ballon d'Or because he was outstanding for Real Madrid. Him and Rodrigo. But I have to say, Vinicius, you have filled in the void ever since Benzema left, and you are doing fantastic. It's not just about his talent, it's his work rate and his ability to just like exert himself on defensive situations. We saw how he made Real Madrid really, really competitive versus Manchester City on that left hand side. More Rodrigo and him were deployed on the left hand side to exploit the absence of Kyle Walker, obviously. But Vinicius, you deserve your flowers. And I want to tell you, if you go on to win this Champions League this year, you will easily jump up to first. Now, first, it is kind of obvious. It goes to the dude called Jude Bellingham. For me, I'm going to give Bellingham the Ballon d'Or first position ranking right now at the moment. Obviously, this is contingent on him going on to win the Euros with Gareth Southgate, and I feel like he could do it. It's really in his hands. It's really upon him, and this is how my Ballon d'Or rankings look. Bellingham first, Vinicius is there. Vinicius should be first, but I feel like Jude Bellingham, he is the dude, and we have to give him his flowers at this moment and say second leg at the Etihad, we will be there. If you do not perform, Jude, if you become Casper, you're gonna drop down this Ballon d'Or rankings list. Let me know if you disagree and how much you disagree, or if you agree and how much you agree, because I want to know your top five or top three Ballon d'Or rankings. Who would you give it to if I twisted your arm right now and said, give the Ballon d'Or to somebody? My name is Botswana Papi. This is now 11 minutes of football. And yeah, Ballon d'Or rankings, baby. Let me know.
Football Power